Glasner, because this could be the beginning of great things for Palace, and it will be such a shame if that's thrown away by
Yeah.
losing the manager.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, what a fantastic season, start of the season Palace has had. It's
Yeah,
just,
absolutely.
it's
Yeah,
like Eberechi Eze never even made any impact because he's gone,
yeah,
but he's still winning games at
yeah,
big margins.
absolutely.
He's still winning big games at big margins.
Yeah.
Now, what I was gonna say is, contrary to what you would predict, the manager that would would go. I would say Santos actually, Nuno Santos. I think he'd be the first to go because it's just not the owner is not happy with him. So I don't know. It's not going to be because of it, and then he lost the last game, didn't it?
Mm.
So
You did, yeah. Well,
yeah,
yeah. I mean, you could well be right there, and I think at the end of last season, I bet a lot of people would have put money on, if they were betting people, on him going even during the close season, because
mm,
that very visible spat, if that's the word, we saw the owner coming and storming onto the pitch actually at the end of that match,
mm,
and it looks like he was remonstrating with Nuno, who looked a bit kind of defensive, and it obviously wasn't a friendly conversation, whatever else
no,
it was. Now,
no,
of course, early this season, Nuno has said, "Oh no, I'm quite happy and getting on okay with the owner." But of course, I guess somebody is going to say that, and maybe it's true, but they may say it because if they kind of look to be engineering their own departure, then they probably, they would lose money for that. They wouldn't get this, you know, paying up the contract they've got. So if he's going to go, I would think he wants to be sacked so that they'd have to pay off his contract.
yeah,
But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all. They haven't had the best start, given I think they had a very good first match, but no, I think they're a good side, but I think there's trouble afoot there,
there is,
and maybe that ultimately manifests itself on the pitch
yeah,
because they have got good players, they really do.
yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be quite interesting to see how they get on, and as I say, which club breaks first and sacks their manager. Interesting to see.
Well, I hope it's Forest. I I hope Amorim improves.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Going back to what we were saying, I don't dislike. I think Amorim he's Portuguese, isn't he? I believe
It is, yeah.
he's a. I think he's a good manager. He's a good man manager. I think he knows his stuff. And
Yeah.
to be fair, despite that result against Grimsby, to be fair to him, he has brought in his new players, which you could say this is now much more his team.
Mm,
Possibly still one or two they would like to offload,
mm,
but he can legitimately be judged. I think from now on this season as to how good he is
mm,
as a manager. So yeah, I wish him well. It's just one of those guys you look at, you hear his press conferences, and he's very easy to respect. He's very easy to like. He just seems a decent, genuine guy. I mean, a
it
lot of them
does.
do, and
It
I'm
does.
sure they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he's up against it. He's got all sorts of pressure on him to perform this season after last season, particularly.
Mm,
So, yeah, he'll feel that pressure. But I think the other thing that probably does count a lot nowadays is that managers probably, certainly in the Premier League, don't fear the sack in the way that they would a generation ago,
yeah.
20 years ago, 25 years ago, because um, most of them, probably all of them, are multimillionaires. When you think about it, they're on literally millions a year. Probably the lowest, I don't know what the lowest is. I'll probably get it wrong because I don't know. But I would be very surprised if there's a club in the Premier League where the manager. There's a club in the Premier League where the manager is on less than a million, but we know many of them are on 3 or 4 or 5 million pounds a year. The top few teams. Well, I mean, when Graham Potter signed as manager for Chelsea a couple of years ago, he was on a 5-year contract at £12 million a year.
Yeah.
So that was worth 60 million. So when they sacked him after, what was it, 6 months? I think for the next probably 18 months, they were paying him his salary. I mean, £1 million a month. You
Yeah.
can't make it up. Now,
No.
that's probably way at the top end of earnings of managers, apart from probably Liverpool, Man City. Their guys are probably on 15 million a year, I guess. But even the lower end, they're still going to be on a lot of money. So they don't need to worry about their financial situation, I would think, with their families.
Mm.
Although I guess many people live up to their incomes in a way. If they got a big house and all the rest of it, then they probably can't afford, some of them, not to work.
Mm.
But I would guess most Premier League managers could afford to take a time out, a couple of years, or to say, well, I don't need to work. I want to do it because it's in my blood.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think the fear is there now,
No.
as it would be perhaps for lower league managers. They don't want to lose their jobs financially, apart from anything else.
No. No. Now the next one that I was gonna go to is Alexander Isak.
Yeah, he got his move.
He's finally got his wish. Finally got his wish. I mean, I would have thought that Liverpool would have gone. I didn't think that deal was going to go through. But for it to have gone through, so he got his wish in the end. But then, funny enough, I read something in the papers that said that actually he didn't refuse to play. So I don't know what
Really?
that was about. Did you read that as well?
No, I didn't. No.
All right, yeah. So I was quite surprised because the impression that we got was, he threw a tantrum and refused to train with
Yeah.
but actually they're saying that he didn't refuse to train. So the truth is there somewhere anyway. But the bottom line is the boy's happy. He's got his dream
Well,
move.
yeah.
Now, I suppose the thing is, would he live up to his expectation? I mean, that's another thing, isn't it?
That's the
He
big
be able
question,
to,
isn't it?
yeah, would he really be able to live up to his expectation? Because now, because they've bought this guy, well, they bought him before they bought him at the beginning of the transfer season, called Florian Retz or something, or Wets. And now uh, Mo Salah is having his own fit because he's throwing a